So I'm going to release a series of videos on drones, everything from decentralized civilian efforts in Ukraine to structured military drone programs and how they work in the development, down to execution. These videos, this brought me from Odessa to Luhansk. But yeah, this is the first one about FPVs. Some of you will know some of these things, some of you won't, but it all tells a story. At the end of the video, I want to offer a conclusion to some things I've recently learned, problems that affect us on the front, all the way to Washington. Thank you. 27 Ecoflows. I've got to test them all before they go, because one of them's acting funny and I had to go into the manual. But then I started the next few and they're fine. So we'll see.
Ти перекладач. By the way, my wife is English teacher in school.
You're English teacher, Sasha.
She's like translator.
Moje ukraińskie pogane. Wybaczcie. One side of the street and the other side. Sasha's wife's sister, hi Sasha, who is also Sasha, because we have many Sashas, and we have Ruslan and Sergey, her beautiful husband.
Hi there.
We're going to talk about FPVs, because if, please God, Joe Biden sends us more HIMARS, but if not, it's up to us. Up to you.
We have not much time.
No,
Ruslan
must fly
for today. So only
of course
half an hour maybe.
Perfect.
Yes?
How to show. Could you tell me what is the range? What is the MAH, the capacity of this battery? Currently
4800 milliamperes per hour, and it can. It depends of weight, weather, radio shadow.
With this, what weight bomb would we be carrying now? 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram?
1.5 kilogram.
1.5 kilogram.
Yes.
And what would be the estimated flight time for 1.5 kilogram?
14 minutes near. If it's good weather, it can take it over 5 kilometers.
Over 5 kilometers.
Probably, if all is good, 7 kilometers.
If we wanted to use this purely for, say, a rozvidka, we can also use a relay with a Mavic for longer range. It's possible?
Yes, it's possible, of course. If you use it for intelligence, it will be a little bit other construction, a little bit other components. It will be a little bit lighter.
Yes.
And it can fly in more range, more time.
Yes.
So it other type of drone.
Of course.
The base of drone is the same.
For $350. The last question I want to ask you. Many of your components, they come from AliExpress, for example.
Yes,
that is one source.
For example, but I know guys who try to construct the same components but local in Ukraine.
Yes.
And I'm going to connect with them. I want to make some collaboration with them because I want to construct these drones from local components. To prevent giving money to China.
Yes, I agree. One of the scariest noises in the world. Ruslan actually has more experience flying with goggles, and we did drop it twice, but there's a high risk of dropping it on cars. So whereas many guys to fly with goggles is difficult, the opposite is true for Ruslan. So I'm really learning. So we've changed location here now. No cars to drop it on. Odachi.
Our pilot tester is just starting to study for this, and he'll help us a little bit later.
Окей. Скільки годин робота with FPV? Simulator?
About 40 hours in simulator and about 3 hours in real life.
Okay. See, моє українське добре, да?
Yeah, very good.
But we're going to do strumming today.
I see.
All these guys, and
Is it true that it is very cheap?
it is so shit strumming. Whoa! Imagine that flying through the forest. It's like Return of the Jedi. Hey, Kishka. Not the cat, Bannon. Focus on the drone. Do you want to be evacuated? Do you want a better life in the... Would you like to be a refugee in the West? No. Fly, my beauty. Whoa. I'm buying drone guns. I bought some FPVs. I want to buy FPVs from you.
Yeah.
We talk about decentralization. You make these at home.
I make them at home. My teammates make them where do they want.
Yes.
And nobody knows where do we doing our job.
People are doing this Dnipro, Odessa, Zhytomyr, wherever they are.
Wherever they are. It doesn't matter. Only who make this job, he knows where he's doing it.
He knows where he's doing it, and we know each other. Some people in person, some people online.
Yeah.
And this is how it's
decentralized.
decentralized.
Everyone from my team, I know he's personally. It's my or old friend or maybe colleague.
Yes.
From my job. It doesn't matter.
From somewhere in life.
Yes, from somewhere in life. That guys whom I believe.
Yes.
And they trying to help. They don't need money. Then don't need salary. They just want to help. And all what we are doing is just for helping our soldiers. That's all. It's not a business. It's a volunteer project. That's all.
You know, how we met today. You know, I'm hospitaliere, but I use my social media. It starts with generators for Stabik, for Stabun.
Yeah, yeah.
And the people I'm helping are people I know, because I don't have enough to help other people. Everybody who gets whatever I can get, they send me text message. I know them all. I've worked with them all. I've evacuated their friends. And I mean, even foreigners who follow, they know the saying, Ukraine is one big village. Everybody is helping their cousin, helping their brother, helping their father, helping their son, helping their...
Yeah, for sure.
Helping their brother-in-law.
My uncle, my...
yes, your brother-in-law.
My brother-in-law, a lot of my friends are in war, so the same. I just trying to help everyone whom I know, but it's too many of them. So I'm not a businessman. I don't have a lot of money to help, so I have to ask about donations, about some I don't know, finance help to make my job, to help our soldiers. Mostly the main thing, I don't want them die. If this can help, will help not to die for our guys, I will do this. That's all what I want. That our guys will be alive. That's all.
This is the one thing I buy thermal scopes, I buy night vision, people who do cars. This is the one thing that we can do in Ukraine that I think it's FPV is the biggest impact. We can make it here, we can send it to our friends, we can see the results.
In the past I've bought thermal scopes, the same.
Yes.
Cars, tactical things, armor, I don't know, medical things, all what I could to get. But for now, I see that this FPV drone can make a lot of impact. When our soldier has a task to destroy, I don't know, tank.
Yes.
Probably, it doesn't matter what. He have to get out from blindage, take, I don't know, enlav, javelin.
Yes.
Go to the enemy about 1 kilometer and try to do his job. With this sheet, he can do not get out from blindage, just raise up this little bird with this sheet.
Yes.
And it will fly 5-7 kilometers and do this task without him.
If he wants to join a tank, he doesn't have to beg Joe Biden for a javelin. He needs to call his cousin in Zhytomyr.
Yeah, that's true.
This is what we're doing.
Yes, that's true.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our government won't help us, is if our country won't help us. It doesn't matter. We are our country. We are Ukraine. Everyone, me, my wife, my cousin, our soldiers, we are Ukraine. So we will do this by our hands.
Yes. And I really want to thank you. I mean, I work for Sasha, and he's one of the best doctors I've worked with. He is a commander. He comes to the beach with us in the Humvee. You know, he has such skill. You know what he tells me? And he's one of the best doctors. This is the medicine. Why buy tourniquets? This is a doctor saying.
By FPV, the soldier won't get out from the dash and won't take injury.
And we don't have to fucking work.
Yes.
And put him back to fucking together.
That's true. That's why I do this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Arthur is not a regular smoker, but it's Surströmming's like sex. It's just better afterwards.
Brandon, could I get one too?
Everyone's smoking.
I'll be in the video with it too.
Smoking a cigarette as well.
To be in video,
Sasha, you want a cigarette?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Everybody has it.
Hey, Brandon, yeah.
Every time
you come in, it's just cigarettes. Stick to your face. Yeah, I don't.
But Jesper's the future. He should not smoke.
I don't smoke, period.
Okay, good. Well, it's only right. This is Brandon's thing. He brought us all together. Fuck it.
And I smoke enough for everybody here.
So this is supposed to be Christmas special. You are seeing this in Christmas. You're watching Santa and giving him cookies, and we're eating carbonated vodnik shit.
You're?
I hope you enjoyed my time with Sergey. His details are in the links. You can follow him and support him. I know there's someone who watches all my videos, and I want to thank you very much for these. I kept one. I hope you don't mind. I didn't send it to Ukraine. I wanted to keep it to impress upon certain people problems that we have. Now this cost you, several £100s to provide what you did to me. But this component, we all hear about the component crisis all the time, the chip crisis. Well, what if I told you that we can't just buy components anytime we want. They're not necessarily for sale. You can buy them, but they can't sell them. Chinese New Year, say for example. China produces the components that we buy, that Russia buys, but to start a production line, I do know something about this from my past. You have to work in runs, economies of scale. 1 is expensive, 10 is cheaper, 100, 100,000, and so on. So whilst we're working in our NAFO communities, we're supporting this drone effort, that drone effort, and even state support on some levels that's not really talked about. It's not a concerted effort. Putin has a concerted effort. The largest nation in the world, its resources. So when we want to buy these components and we want to buy 5,000, 10,000, or you want to order your single one, not direct from the supplier, of course, we don't have buying power. These components we're buying them off a Russian run. How scary is that? That those 5,000, 10,000 that pro-Ukrainians are buying, we're buying off Russia's 50,000 run at the tail end of it, when the producer is producing. That's how production works. That's why certain people who have contracts to say the military, why can't I buy that backpack on the street, you know, like a Cryforce? There's Cryforce things, like for the airsofters here that know, there's army contracts, and then there's things you can't buy at retail, okay, because it's 2 separate setups, and we're essentially buying at retail, okay? No, we're not paying retail prices as such, but we're the retail, okay? So we're only buying on the end of the production run, where Russia is buying wholesale. Essentially, that's how it works. It's a big problem. Big problem with the artillery production. Here in Europe, the raw materials, we have plenty. El Corbe makes steel in Sweden, one of the largest steel mines in Europe. But what we don't have is propellant and explosives. I've been told today, some things are 5 years on back order. This is what we've become. Why can't they increase their production? Well, their priority is not to the nation, the defense industry. Their priority is to the shareholder. What they're lacking is solid commitments from European governments. The same problems in America too, because what they're producing, you don't need 5-year guarantees, you need 20-year guarantees. 20-year guarantees. Well, for what you want, we're going to have to build another factory, 2 factories, 3 factories, to keep current production and future production that you want. What company and what shareholder would do that? Okay, responsible to a shareholder, unless they had solid commitments to a government. Now, that scares me. In Europe, in Scandinavia, I can speak here, our governments are a little bit more responsible. Okay, I say that lightly. I don't want to sound too cynical. But what if Trump comes back in? Can he do that? Can he just rip a contract up? Can he, well, he said he could build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. But this is very scary for their planning. And this affects us. And this brings back to what I have learned post-World War II. Our countries are not controlled by governments, benevolent governments, we'd hope. They're controlled by market forces, and that's a fact. And because of these market forces in our democracy, in our society, where people are living their best life, we will, in this aspect, we will forever be at a disadvantage with China and Russia. Very concerning. Buying off of Russian production, and you know, it's the little things, it's the big things. From 545 to 155mm. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. So I'm off swimming now, and it's nice how I get acknowledged on the street when I dress like I used to. Now I'm looking more distinguished. On a high note, just to finish off, I went for my hearing test today. It's been slow, a long time coming. I do have hearing decline, but it's to the point. Well, if this is important, I would never be denied any specific job that had specific hearing requirements. Like if I wanted to be a bus driver, say for example. Not that I want to be a bus driver, maybe, you never know, but that's just something in my personal life. I leave for school in England on Friday, going to do my FREC 4 now. So thank you very much, you guys, for your support. I've said enough. More videos on drone warfare to follow.